What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? It is Tuesday, March 26th at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2:30 in LA, and we have a packed show. We have Ski Profit joining us in 9 minutes. 9 minutes to break down this giant NBA card. I've already got 3 plays, but I want more. Then, at 6:15, we have Maxwell Smart joining us to go over this small college basketball card. Again, I like Drew's breakdowns. I did not jump on his play of the day, but I jumped on his first 2. We'll see if we make any additions there. But I'm ready to rock. We got a ton to get through. But most importantly, our poker tournament tonight, it is on. It is on, and I'm very excited about it. 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Bovada SBR Madness Poker Tournament. Winner gets flights to Minnesota, hotel for 4 nights, and tickets to the Final Four in the championship game. Second gets $350. There's money to be made here, and I'm pumped, and I'm all over it. So here is quickly the link. I hope to see you guys. Now, they don't put our names as poker players in this thing, so we'll have to be using our number 1 and number 86 and all that stuff. But we're going to be going live here for 2 hours, talking college basketball and playing poker. I'm very excited about it, so hit that link. And then don't forget, and I won't put the link yet because we're a few days away, but this Saturday, Beat the Bag, Florida Derby Edition. Last Beat the Bag, 5 out of 88 people beat me, and it felt good. But I still didn't make enough money, and I'll be tweeting out all my action as we go. Big Ragu does the tournament. Elio, Top Set. We got a whole bunch of guys. Jose Villegas is a killer in these tournaments, these Beat the Bag. So we got a whole bunch of low baggers. Mr. Gokester smashes these things, and we all have a big group chat as the races go on. You're welcome to be involved in it. I'm very excited about it. So all that's going on. Most importantly, the poker tonight. We got to make moves here. We got to be fast. We got to break down these games. We got guests. We got action. And we got the low baggers in the house. Shout out to my man, Joe Rich Ramirez. He says, rolling with the public today, taking Rockets about 1.5 to land at 5.5. Interesting. Jorge, don't play. My guy, Jorge, don't play in the house. We got Troy V ready to go. Man, I love Troy V. Great capper. Sasha Taljar, serious business. Parlay Poppy, what a great job he did. Parlay Poppy's now on our Tuesday mornings, and with baseball season a couple days away, we're going to have more Parlay Poppy because he kills team totals in Major League Baseball. Shout out to Ron Lofton, my man, Vegas Gun. Vegas Gun in the house. Always puts a big smile on my face. Love that man. DJ Big Boss, ready to roll. Red Girl, who's straight fired these days. Josh Keo Kanalaya, straight out of Chicago. We're going to talk about that Bulls game. Nice to have Josh around when we talk about it. Keith Johnson says Hawks -2 is my play of the day. And I got Hawks plus, what did I get? I have to look, but I jumped on them in the morning. I mean, obviously, that was before we knew that Anthony Davis was went from probable to unlikely, but we will figure that out. So let's keep going. We have Paco Healy, straight out of San Diego. What a great, great guy Paco is. He came and hung with us when we did LA Bag. He came to the track with his young family. What a great group they are. Shout out to my guy Paco Healy. We have Cole Leone in the house. Elias Flores, Sonny Cruz, Lil J. We got Stack Wop, Lucky's Cut, Campsite Killer. Man, I know Campsite Killer, you do videos for your boy King Rail. But we missed them bad here. Sorry, I got my phone out. Let me ditch that. I don't need that shit going off. Ty Clinton in the house. Not applicable. Sean Glass. Nick the Slick. Not applicable. That shit the bed plays working every single day. My God. Jesus, every team he says shits the bed, shits the bed. Who shits the bed tonight? That's what we want to know. Steve Cordero ready to rock and roll. Petey Picks. Jake Vandergallen. Daryl Lyle. C-Lap 36. Oh, said, how do you find it? Last night I went to schedule tournaments, and there were like 10 tournaments, all cash and binds, no SPR, anything. Yeah, just go to private. Just click off the ticks on each one and have private, and it'll be the only one up there. Jay Peach, ready to rock. Says, holy fuck, I thought it was yesterday. Yeah, fuck, I'm in tonight. Yeah, it was canceled. We're in it tonight, Jay Peach. Let's get to business. Joe Anisi, ready to rock. Alaska Marv, just to 187. Rosie. Okay, great group. Let's get into this NHL and get through it fast. We're not going to cap these games. We've already gone over. We'll make some quick points. But that will be it. Let me pop up SBRodds.com so I know exactly what's been moving on in the market in the most up-to-date fashion possible. Get the NHL, get the money lines and total. Okay, let's get to work here. We got Hurricanes, Capitals. I took the under 6. Mrazek's playing very well. I think the Capitals are going to play tight. But, you know, the line, I mean, I could still get a plus 100, and that's what I got. So the market... Not entirely sure what's going to happen. Shout out to Antoine Seymour in the house. DJ Bill says his password still SPR 2019. Yes, it is. And Paco Healy says, do we need to re-register? Yes, you do. Yes, you do need to re-register. Nate the Great Like in the Habs puck line. We're going to be talking about that. Okay. Paco Healy loving the shit to bed picks. Man, that's crazy. we had Big Ragu come in and give out nonstop winners. And he had the best record of anybody coming in and giving out video plays. But, man, this shit the bed play. Do pay very close attention to what non-applicable says. Parlay Poppy says under 6 lines, steady since the morning. Yeah, steady. So I'm still comfortable. Shout out to Doe Low in the house. And Parlay Poppy says, Dave L.A., the MLB GOAT, says, what's up, Cackers? Just hit another MLB Max play. 6-1. Says, let's go. I'm so pumped. And Dave L.A. we will have on the show as much as possible. And I had to take off for a little bit today. I hope he did the screen test because we want him. We want him starting tomorrow. Dave L.A., you hear that? I need you on tomorrow if you can pop on the show. Okay, let's keep rolling along here. So I took the under 6. Hasn't been a lot of movement. I'm fine with it. I think it'll be a tight game. Islanders, Blue Jackets. I jumped on the Islanders. Jin Rummy made a point about where he thought you should take the Islanders at. And he thought it was at plus 148 is where they give you value. And I thought that the Islanders were giving us value right now, plus 145. The market hasn't moved much on these NHL games. It's still at plus 145. Grice is playing very well. The Jackets beat up a Vancouver Canucks team that was in a terrible travel spot, and Thatcher Demko gives us no confidence. He let a couple of easy goals that Markstrom would have saved. And I think that gives us enormous value on the Canucks, but even the lines moved against the Canucks in that division. So, okay, let's keep rolling along here. Then I have Panthers, Canadians, and that's going to be a game where I stay away from. If I was forced to make a move, I would make a move on the Panthers. But do I really want to trust Luongo because he has great numbers in Montreal? Do I really want to trust this Panthers team that can't play any defense? Ekblad did sort of call his team out. He's been a major disappointment. I guess the answer is no. The answer is no. Parlay Poppy says Isles live. Troy V says Isles at a great price. I'm going to jump on it. Zach Jones saying both Al Horford and Jason Tatum are available at the plate tonight. Yes, can't wait to break down that game. And we'll have Ski Profit joining us in just a couple minutes here. All right, let's keep rolling along. Panthers, Canadians, I'm off. Sabres, Senators, I jumped on the Senators money line. Let's see if that changed at all. Sabres, Senators, we have Senators plus 108, so you can still get it at exactly the spot I got in the morning. And I'm not taking a total in that game when it's just so juiced that, I guess over 6 at minus 133. I guess the under would be a spot I'd take, but I just can't trust New Jersey's defense or the ability. I guess they are playing more conservative with Bogosian out, McCabe out, and Hunwick out. I guess the under is appealing. The more I talk about it, I guess I could talk myself in the under. Craig Anderson is coming off a good game. Do you trust Carter Hutton? That's the biggest problem. Do you trust Carter Hutton? Troy V says, Jimmy, what about the Habs team total over? If you look at Luongo's numbers in Montreal, they're spectacular. And I think it was good that he got in 53 minutes of the game against Toronto when they pulled Montembeault. So I'm a little uncomfortable that maybe he has a really nice spot. A really nice game. So Sabres, so Senators, I'm on the money line. I do find that under appealing. Let's see how much juice I'd get on it here. If I get a nice, God, that's pretty. Look at that. Plus 117, plus 120, plus 123. You know what? Do you see a ton of goals here? I mean, I don't. Shout out to Bubba in the house. All right, I just think that's maybe too juicy to pass up. And I'm not going to pass it up. I'm going to go for a big score here. I'm going to take the under in Ottawa, Buffalo. I'm going to take plus 123 from our friends at BetOnline. I'm going to take under 6 at plus 123 from our friends at BetOnline. I think a big part of it, Parlay Poppy says Anderson and Hutton sketched out here on the total. I think the big part of it is with these defensemen out, they're not taking risks. They're not making nice breakout passes. So I am going to jump on. I think that's a big enough score for me, and I'm going to take it. Okay, let's keep rolling. Kings, Oilers, I'm off. Kate Pasquet made a great point when he said, well, let's see, Troy V says 3-1 final score. Well, that'd be nice. Rod Preston said, I'm late. Any new NHL picks? Yes. I just jumped on the under 6 at a big plus spot in Senators, Sabres tonight. So then Kings, Oilers, Kate Pasquet made a great point about the Oilers' speed, and it could really take down the Kings, but I'm done trusting this Oilers team at home. I am off. Then we have Canucks minus 1.5 at plus 205. Had I waited, I would have got a bigger score. And I did not wait. And at this point, when there's a plus 210 available, that means that it does fall under a minus 125. So had I had this opportunity on the early show, maybe I'd just take them on the money line. But I got 5 plays of all plus money, and I like it. And there's Steve Cordero, our man Steve Cordero, saying, Magic money line, which scares me. Okay, so those are my plays in the NHL. Oh, Blackhawks, Coyotes. Sorry, I didn't touch on that one. Again, I would like to take the Blackhawks, but I need a little bit more than plus 115. And we know, and we had some great points on the earlier show about the Coyotes coming off a 6-7 homestand before that disaster of a road trip they just got back on. Talkit should get them stepping up. I would, if I had to make a play, I would certainly take the Chicago Blackhawks. Do I want to take them at plus 117? You know what? You know, to be honest with you, I might, if my night gets off to a good start, maybe I add on an extra play on the Blackhawks, maybe, and I'll tweet that out. But at this point, I'm comfortable where I stand. Okay, now we get to the most exciting part of this show for me, a giant NBA card for my man Ski Prophet and I to dissect. A lot of times he comes here on Tuesdays. We only have 4 or 5 games. Now we have options, Ski, and that pumps me up enormously. Thank you so much for joining our show. Our NBA expert, Ski Prophet, in the house. How you doing today, my guy?
I'm doing well, Jimmy. I love it just as much as you do. And like you said, we got plenty of options. I saw you picked out a few earlier this morning, so I'm looking to come to both of us to agree on a couple more picks. If not, I have a few spots I'm looking at here. We have plenty of options, like you said.
Yeah, plenty of options and very exciting games, exciting matchups, starting with Spurs Hornets. This game really, really intrigued me. I think it's such a great spot. I mean, obviously I watched that Jake Lamb shot over and over again. And I mentioned on the morning show that Kemba Walker's reaction was very strange. Turned his back to it as if, what a joke. I'm guessing what a joke. And then wasn't there for the celebration. So very strange. He's an enigmatic guy who, you know, I think Charlotte doesn't play at a high enough level enough. And where do we point the blame? And at times I blame him for, and I don't know enough about what's going on in the dressing room, so maybe I shouldn't be. But San Antonio opening up at -3.5. Now they're -4 on the road. The total starts at 220 and is now at 220.5. Hornets have won 3 straight. Spurs are playing very good basketball and possibly coming off their best win of the year, but it did come against a Celtics team that had major issues in the front court. And you could say the same thing about these Hornets right now because there's no Cody Zeller. There's no Batum, it looks like. Kid Gilchrist is in concussion protocol. And who knows what the hell's going on with Tony Parker. Let's start here, Ski. Spurs at Hornets.
It looks like when I look at this game, the first thing that comes to my mind is, the Hornets are still in the race, like you said, because of that miracle shot. They should push to be in the race, but Spurs are hot. Spurs are playing incredibly well. And then I go to think maybe the Spurs overlooked this game. Maybe they don't need it as bad as Charlotte, but the 5 through the 8 seed, there's 1 game difference. So Spurs, they need every game. They don't want to play the Warriors. They want to get the best seed they can get. The Blazers, we saw that injury. They're in the 4th spot. That 4th spot is even up for grabs at this point. They're not that far away. So I think that thinking is out the window. As far as away, Spurs are 14-23 straight up away. So only 14 games went away, as good as they've been playing. Hornets, they've won 23 games, lost 15 at home. A couple more stats. It's a hard game that the reason I don't want to place my money on it is just how well the Spurs have been playing in that tight playoff race over there. But Hornets, 9-5-1 when the spread is +2 to +5. 4-3-1 as a home dog. 4-2 against the spread the last 6. No Zeller. I'm not sure if Tony Parker's playing. I can't really back the Hornets, but if I had to make a play, I think we would see points in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. We will see points in this game. Aldridge will take advantage of what's going on down low. Also, they're going to want to run at Kemba Walker, make him as tired as possible. I agree with you. I think that we're going to see points in this game. And honestly, maybe that's the most appealing. The question is, Ski, do we now trust this 14-23 road record of the San Antonio Spurs? Do we now trust the Spurs on the road?
I do. I don't. But I don't trust the Hornets even more. So if I was to pick a side to win, it would be the Spurs. I know the spread is -3.5, but it's just about the same as winning. I really don't trust this Hornets team. I definitely trust the Spurs team a lot more.
Do you trust the Hornets to get buckets? Because that's been a problem with some totals recently where the Hornets have just done nothing. And that's come at home when they've done nothing. Do we trust that they're going to put up enough buckets for us to get to this 220?
I'm not going to put my money on it, Jimmy, but the Spurs defense is better at home than they are away. I'll say that.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Tabarick McKinney saying, I don't trust either team. Bubba says, gotta lean Spurs. Ski getting a lot of love in the chat. Richly deserved, our man Ski Profit. Word says, like Spurs to cover tonight, but I've lost too much money betting the Spurs on the road, so no play for me. That makes a lot of sense. Sweaty Butcher, not scared, says, I'm on Spurs. Parlay Poppies, San Antonio, 3-1-1 last for on the road, but that's 5 games. 7-6 against spread, visiting East teams. And this is a pretty weak team. Jewish Excellence says Spurs against the East is better than out in West. That's a good point. But then he says, I'm staying away. You know, I guess I lean towards the over, but at this point, that's all I'll make it. Just a lean towards the over. But Astute Chaos is on the over, and he's good company if you're making a bet. So let's move on to Celtics at Cavaliers. As Zach jumped in on our chat and told us both Horford and Tatum good to go in this game. And the Celtics need this win. This is not a spot where they're going to be going, oh, wow, we got a nice, easy game in Cleveland. They got to come out there and they got to win this game. And they're on a 4-game losing streak against quality opponents, Denver, Philadelphia, Charlotte, San Antonio. No Kyrie Irving, so we know that Rozier will be distributing the ball. Interesting spot. Cavs have looked really good up until last game. Don't right now. What do you think here, Celtics, Cavaliers?
I think I've heard you say before, Jimmy, just because a team has to win the game doesn't mean they will. And all day, I kind of was trying to find ways to back the Cavs. And now we know Horford will be in and Tatum's in. I'm thinking about, these teams had beef from before the season or in the beginning of the season with Tristan Thompson and him saying that they would challenge the East and Boston laughing at them, everything like that. Cleveland's pretty healthy. Cleveland 4-1 against the spread their last 5. Cleveland 12-6 when the spread is +4 to +7. Last 5 game stats, they have the advantage, offensive rating, rebound percentage. Boston, the only advantage they have is defensive rating. But I think the defense pretty much shows up when they play better competition or more so at home. So I was trying to find ways to back the Cavs. I don't like that those players are in for Boston, but it would be Cavs or nothing for me. Boston, some things that work for them. They're 8-4 when the spread is -7 to -4. But as a road favorite, they're 8-15-2, 1-6 against the spread their last 7. I don't really think I want to back Boston here. As far as the total, Cleveland is over 22-16 at home. Boston over 19-17 away. The over 6 of the last 8 for Boston. I would lean on points and I would lean on Cavs.
Yeah, I think that's a good look. Let's take a look at what that total has done here. Open at 217.5, now at 216.5. Sweaty Butcher saying Celtics 9-4 against the spread without Kawhi. We've had lots of debates on this show whether they're a better team Kawhi, without Kyrie, whether they're better without Kyrie. David Sand says Boston never cover. Boston's a difficult team to trust, but I guess we can trust that there will be points. I guess that's the one thing that we can trust with Rozier running hard. And the Cavs are as healthy as they've been in a while. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Steve Cordero says, I'm telling y'all, fade the Celtics. I think the over is an interesting look. It opened at 217.5. It's now at 216.5 or 216. Let's see on SBR odds when this total is been moving. So it's been at 216.5. Actually, so it went all the way down to 215.5. At about 130, 135. So it's climbed back up since then. Interesting.
That's the addition of Tatum and Horford that probably brings the total back up, along with the spread for the Boston side. But I don't know. Maybe I like points in this game, but I honestly think I lean more towards the Cleveland side. That's kind of where I was looking to go in this game. There's a couple of other spots I like a little more, so I don't think we agreed too much on this one, so I want to touch on the other spots before I make my play.
I think that's a good call, so I will just leave that as a lean to the over. Okay, and there's nothing to worry about time-wise, Ski. We are not in a rush. We have time to break down all these games. So Magic at Heat. Now, I did jump on the Heat. I did jump on the Heat, and I thought the market was really interesting, Ski, talking about it on the early show, because the Bet Online had the first quarter at -2 and the first half at -2, which is something that you almost never see, especially with the way we've seen these teams on the second half of back-to-back start really strong. Time and time again this year, start strong first quarter, second quarter, and fall apart late. Let's see what the movement's been. Again, there's 3.5s now at 5 dimes, so people trusting this Magic team on the second half of a back-to-back. The question is, Ski, do you trust this Magic team on the second half of a back-to-back?
I trust this Magic team because, I mean, this game right here is not just any back-to-back, any second game. This is the season, or like, this is what they're playing for. This is the 8th and 9th seed in the East. I mean, if they don't win this game, it's pretty much damn near a wrap for Orlando. So this is what they've been on their 5-game win streak for. This is what they've been playing for. So if you trust Orlando any game, it's got to be this game. So I'm looking at this game right now, last 5 game stats. Offensive rating, Orlando 10th, Miami 21st. Defensive rating, Orlando 1st, Miami 8th. Rebound percentage, Orlando 6th, Miami 26th. Miami's 7-3 straight up the last 10. They're trying to make the push for Wade. I know Chris Bosh has his retirement thing today, and I think maybe they're even honoring Wade, maybe with it. But I think this is a spot for Orlando. Miami, I think of a team that plays better away. Some stats for Miami: 5-8 when the spread is -6.5 to -3.5. 9-17 as a home favorite. They are 4-1 against the spread their last 5. I have to like Orlando here. This is their season, Jimmy. I'm rolling with Orlando. I know the spread is dipping. I kind of was waiting to make the play on the show so I can get the number around when I'm giving it on the show. I think the best I can get right now is what, 4?
There's a 3.5 that just popped up at but it's at 5 dimes. So you need there's a 3.5 that just popped up at Bookmaker as well. It's all a 3.5 at Heritage as well. Wow, they're popping up, and Pinnacle just put the -4 down to 104. Interesting. So 3.5s on the board right now. You know, this is my spot here. David Sand says Magic going to empty all their bullets this game. My belief, and Jewish Sexlander is saying it's Miami Heat season as well, and I agree with that. But my spot here, and Sweaty Butcher says I'm with you, Ski, but I think that the stats of the Heat at home don't need to be, taken. I think they need to be taken with a grain of salt. We now finally have a healthy Dragic. We have a team in the Heat knowing that the time is now and they're stepping up. And I know their record 17-20 straight up at home is terrible. But I just think that they're a very tough team to play against. They're tough. They're mean. And I think that they take care of this situation because they're a very rested squad. When was their last game? Saturday night at Washington. They're a rested squad. I know there's no Winslow. Magruder's sort of out of the rotation. And Joy Jack saying Jimmy took Miami first half in full game. You know, I did, and I'm going to stick to it. Lance LaRose says Miami 1-9 on Tuesdays. Red Girl says leaning Magic 2 and the over. Long Balls Larry says hate to be on the other side of Ski. So do I, but I do believe that the time is now for the Miami Heat, and they're rested, and they're going to take care of business. Team Money says don't go against Ski, Jimmy. My bet's already in. So there's nothing I can do here. I'm on the Heat, and I'm not that scared.
If I'm not mistaken, Jimmy, I'm sorry.
No worries.
There's a 4, right? There's a 4. Like at Bet Online or Pinnacle.
Oh, sorry, I was going the wrong way. I was sorry. I was thinking about, there's 4s all across the board, and Bovada just jumped to a 4-2. Sorry, had my mind. I'm just so stuck on the Heat right now that it's gone down 3.5. Yeah, you get a ton of 4s. There's tons of +4s.
Okay, I'm rocking with that, Jimmy. I hate to go against you as well, but I mean, I just think this is what Orlando's been playing for. I like Miami too. I think Miami is going to make it in the playoffs, but Orlando, I mean, they don't even have to win. They could win, but they don't have to win. I think it will be a close game either way. I'm rocking with the 4 points.
Wisdom says the rested squad is not good. They hate 3 or more days. I understand that ideology at different times in the season, but I don't at the end of the season. That's when I put a line through that stat. I don't believe in it. The Sweaty Butcher says Magic over-under on back-to-backs, 9 out of 13 to the over. And I'm comfortable here. Don't like going up against Ski, but I'm comfortable here. So let's move on to the Bulls Raptors. Now, this is a tricky spot. Man, we know that there's no Levine. We know that there's going to be no Otto Porter, likely for the rest of the season. Shout out to Elliot V in the house. The question is, do we trust this Raptors team coming off a second straight home loss to take care of this huge number? It's now at 14.5 at BetOnline. The total opens at 220.5 and is now at 219. Ski, you have a play on Chicago-Toronto?
I don't have a play. It's too many points for me to want to back or lay that many points. They're 16-22 as a home favorite, 11-12 versus lesser competition, 1-3 when the spread is minus 15.5 to minus 12.5. It's not really any reasons to back Chicago. I mean, Levine is out, Porter's out, Dunn is game time decision. I mean, it just makes me think, where's the offense going to come from for Chicago? I would kind of lean on the under in this game.
Yeah, I've had such a bad read with the Bulls when they're going to step up offensively. Viper MB says too many points. Take Chicago small bet, though. Poppy says Levine and Porter out. Sounds like the under may be live.
Who's going to step up, Jimmy?
Well,
because I was interested in this spot right here. I'm looking at the starting lineup. I mean, who is going to step up for Chicago? Who's going to score? It's just Markkanen.
The only person there is Markkanen, without a doubt. And the Raptors do have guys that can give them a tough time, whether or not, they want to run him into the ground or body him. So, Big Guy Bubba says Raptors 5-2 against spread in their last 7 games following a straight-up loss. Kate Passkey said the reason the Raptors would cover is because of the losses. They will not take the foot off the gas at all and pound. And if they pound, Donald Mouse says Raps tend to play to the under after losing. Al Hard coming in on the Heat and the Hornets. Nice to know that you're on the Heat. Wow, tough.
You know what I'll also say?
Yeah.
I'll also just say, I mean, not too much defense either from Chicago, so that could be another point.
It does concern me, but 219 is a lot of points, and I guess what could happen here is the Raptors take complete control. I mean, if the Raptors do cover the spread, then to me that says under. How do you look? If the Raptors cover the spread, what do you think? It's under or over?
I can see it go either way, just because, I mean, I saw them blow the Knicks out, and it went over, and I thought it would go under, but the Knicks just can't stop them from scoring. I can see Chicago the same way. Can't stop them from scoring and can't put up too many points, but it's just a faster paced game. Chicago's pace last 5 games is 13th, so they're going to want to play a little bit more fast than Toronto. And usually when Toronto plays against a faster team, they adapt and just run with them. So I'll have to stay away.
But do you think they run with Archie running the point if Dunn's ailing?
Nope. That's why I have to lean on that under. If I'm making a play on this game, side or total, it would be the under.
I'm close to making the play on the under. Baseball Bob said, if you take anything, look at the under. Captain 24/7 says Bulls score 98. Very interesting. Big Guy Bubba says, if you like the Raptors, under is a play. Stay off game in this big card for me. Interesting stuff. Okay, I am leaning towards the under. I've got a couple leans that I may turn into plays. Elias Flores says 114.92 Raptors. Sweaty Butcher says I'd say under. I'm close to making a move on the under, but let's see if there's other plays that jump out at us. Let's talk Rockets Bucks. This will be a fun game to watch, although the Bucks aren't the team that we're going to see, come the second and third round of the playoffs. They're still decimated with injuries. Open Milwaukee minus 3.5, and it stayed. Total opens at 227, and now we're at 224. So we know that Snell is out, so we're going to start seeing more of George Hill, and this guy just picks and chooses when he wants to play basketball. He decided against Cleveland was the time he wanted to play basketball. We know there's no Brogdon. We know there's no Mirotic. Who cares about Pau Gasol? But then Harden coming off a game where he only had to play 29 minutes. Do we know if Eric Gordon is going to be in the lineup? He's questionable at the moment, and Gerald Green won't be in the lineup. Ski, Rockets at Bucks.
Oh, man, Jimmy, I thought I saw Gordon in. You're making me nervous. Is he out? I'm pulling it up. One second.
Yeah, I'll pull it up as well.
Oh, yeah, game time decision. Okay. Well, I definitely would like Eric Gordon in. I mean, you touched on it already with the Milwaukee side. You're missing a lot of scoring, and you're missing some defense too. I mean, Tony Snell, Miritich, Brogdon. I mean, that's points right there. So that right there makes me think to look towards the under. But then at the same time, it's the MVP game. The Giannis versus Harden. Who's gonna stop Giannis on the Rockets? Who's gonna stop Harden on the Bucks? I mean, I could see it being a foul fest, and both teams just going free throw line, free throw line, free throw line, and you get over the total. So that keeps me away from betting the under. As far as the side, I mean, I think I like the Rockets here in this situation. I mean, I talked about the West already. Rockets can catch Denver. I mean, they're going to play Denver, I think, the game after this, and they would only be a game and a half behind. They can take the number 2 seed. Rockets, I can see them winning outright. Bucks, I mean, they don't have too much to go all out for. I mean, they want that number 1 seed, but the Raptors are about 4 games behind them. We only have 8 games left. I like the Rockets here. Rockets 4-2 when the spread is +2.5 to +5.5, 7-5 as a road dog. 17, 10-1 versus 55% win teams are greater. I think this is a game for the Rockets. I think they don't even need the points. I think they win.
I think you're right. And you can get a +150 out there. That's a lot of value. That's a lot of value here. And why would they, run Antetokounmpo 33, 36 minutes when he's missed 2 of the last 4 games? I think you're right. Ricardo Gutierrez said Rockets +3.5, sprinkled a little on the money line. I feel like I should only take the money line. I feel like that's a better spot. Red Most, no, I'm also on the under 6 in Capitals Hurricanes. I think that's a move. I think there's just too much value not to take it. I think there's too much value.
I mean, I'm gonna make that move right there. And I just wanted to pull up the standings just to be 100% correct. Rockets are 3 games behind the Nuggets. So they win tonight, they'll be 2 games behind them. Then I think they play the Nuggets the next game. So they have a chance to tie it up and just take over from there. They play Sacramento Clippers, New York, Phoenix, OKC. They've won 2 straight. Tell me you can't see Rockets just winning out.
You're absolutely right. George Cruz is on it. Scotty Wap is on it. I am on it as well. +150 at 5 dimes. Rockets money line. Sebastian Arnold says I'm on Rockets night for sure. First half and full game. I'll just take them to win. Take them to win outright for a big score. Okay, beautiful. Okay, that's my first addition that I will be adding for sure, but I might turn some of these leans into plays. Let's move on to Clippers at Timberwolves. Clippers playing good basketball. Shout out to R2D2 Finland. What a guy. I love seeing him in the chat. Okay. Oh, and Parlay Poppy saying if Gordon and Green out will take under. It sounds like from the guys in the chat that Gordon is now going to be probable. Paco Healy says just registered Ocho Cinco. Okay, yeah, because we're all numbers tonight. Nice to hear Paco Healy. Paco Healy's registered for the poker tournament. Have you? I'm going to be in it tonight. Looking forward to it. NC says tailing ski. Sonny Cruz says first half play I love. Okay, Clippers Timberwolves. Clippers playing good ball. Karl Anthony Towns playing good ball. And also Clippers dealing with no Landry Shamet in this game. So we'll see some Garrett Temple, which means more defense. You know what? With Temple, Thornwell, and Chandler, all 3 of those guys will see a little bit more defense. Let's see what the spread is and what the, spreads and totals here. SBRodds.com. Spreads and totals. This is an interesting spot. Clippers, 3-point favorites on the road. This total at 231. Clippers have been very good this year. Who would have thunk they'd be 44-30 after getting rid of Tobias Harris? But still, I don't know if I want to back them here on the road, even against this Minnesota team that has Gibson and Dang day-to-day and Teague and Rose done for the season. I still like what Okoji's given them. I still like what Tyus is giving them. And then Karl Anthony Towns is absolutely rolling. I mean, they just won at Memphis, and we saw what Memphis can do at home. Do you think Minnesota has value here as a home dog?
It's hard for me to back Minnesota. I just haven't liked Minnesota. But the stats tell me that Minnesota could be a play. 9-7 when the spread is +1 to +4. 7-4 as a home dog. But I mean, they're 1-5 against the spread the last 6. Last 5 game stats, I mean, they tell me Clippers offensive rating, defensive rating. Clippers have the advantage. Minnesota's winning the rebounds. But I look again at some of these other stats. Clippers 12-5 when the spread is -4 to -1. 9-4 as a road favorite. They're 2-4 against the spread their last 6. But I mean, I think they're escaping now the Warriors in that 8th spot, and all those teams are very close. They got to keep it rolling. So if I was putting my money on either one of these teams, as much as I just don't like the way the Timberwolves have been playing lately. They're much better at home, but I would just take the Clippers. They have something to play for. They have some motivation. I would be leaning on the Clippers.
Well, I won't go against you guys, but I think I would have a little bit of trepidation. You know, Minnesota is actually playing pretty well right now, and they have guys on the floor that have a lot to prove, except for Karl Anthony Towns, who's getting all the run. You know, I'm not going to go up against you guys, but certainly I'm not going to jump on the Clippers. But a lot of you guys, Randy Jimenez, loving Clippers money line. Elias Flores liking the over in the Clippers game. This total opened at 231.5 and has gone down slightly. You have a feel on the total?
As far as the total pace, the Clippers last 5 games they're 6. Minnesota is 16th. Under 5 of the last 5 for Minnesota. Over 4 of the last 5 for Clippers. This is a game I just don't really like too much, Jimmy. I didn't really put too much in it just because we had 9 others. So it was a pass for me. I don't have a play on the Clippers. I don't want to talk you off Minnesota if you're liking Minnesota. I don't feel too strongly about this game at all.
You know, I find that plus line appealing, but Doc's doing a hell of a job with this Clippers squad. The first person to jump with me on Minnesota is Dom the Don, but just too many guys on the Clippers. So I'm comfortable to stay off. I'm not going to go up against all these cappers here. That's just not going to hit 54% doing that. Ricardo Gutierrez says T-Wolves have no bench. Lou Will is an animal. Let's move on to a spot I already jumped on, and I'm happy I did, because when the injury information came out about AD, now you can't get the Hawks at plus 103. Let's see how big I beat this line move for Atlanta. Wow, I smashed it. Holy shit, Ski. I got plus 103 on the Hawks. Now the best you get is minus 135, man. You know, I know that's, not a victory, but it certainly feels like one right now. Ooh, that feels good, 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 good. Atlanta, New Orleans. What are you thinking here, Ski?
Yeah, and you definitely got the best of that one, Jimmy. You smashed it. I wish I could have got that same line because, I was loving Atlanta looking over this game in the morning. Last 5 game stats, they have the advantage every area. New Orleans 1-8 against the spread. Their last 9. They're 4-6 when the spread is -2.5 to +1. 9-12 as a home favorite. 8-13 versus 45% win teams or less. Nothing looks good for New Orleans. On the other side, Atlanta, they just beat the Jazz. They just beat the Sixers. They're 6-2 against the spread. Their last 8. 6-4 when the spread is -1 to. I capped it early, so when it was +1, so -1 to +2.5. 21-16 as a road dog. There's no way I don't like Atlanta, Jimmy. You got it. You nailed it. You got the play, the best of the number. I agree with it. I'm a little hesitant at 2.5. I don't know why. I still think, that's just about the same as winning, right? It's just, I don't like taking the ass end of the line, as we say.
Yeah, I get it. But, if they're going to win the game, the 2 points is nothing I worry about too much. What about this? Dave L.A. says, I have Hawks plus 150 first quarter. He said, remember, fade the Pelicans first quarter. I've not been succeeding too well lately on my first quarter spots. What do you think about taking the Hawks early here?
I can see it. I love the Hawks away, and like we said, they're already playing well. Not New Orleans is not, and Dave has had success fading the Pelicans. I don't see why it wouldn't be a good play to play the hot team that plays better away. I think it sounds good to me, Jimmy. I would have to look up the actual stats on the first quarter. I'm looking them up now. Back from last Wednesday, I see as of last Wednesday, the Hawks on the road, they're 21-15-1 against the spread in the first quarter, and the Pelicans, they're last at home. They're 12-21-2. So I would have to support that. Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm going to roll with my man Dave Alley on this. I think it just makes sense here. All they have to do is cover a half point here. I wonder what I'd get on the money line. Let me check what money line first quarter is for Atlanta. Minus 120. I don't want that. Yeah, I'll take them on the spread here. I'm going to jump in. Trae Young has impressed me enormously this year. I didn't think he'd be able to do what he's doing. And the main thing is he's about to play, and I don't want to, jinx this, but he's about to play all 82 games, and that is what impresses me the most. And coming down this stretch here, playing way more games he's ever played and handling the ball, I really do think this guy has a big heart, and he's going to have a big, big career in the NBA. And I love seeing this stuff. I love seeing a guy like him step up, a little guy like him. Respect out to Trae Young. So, yeah, I'm going to jump in. The water is nice. -0.5 and -105. That is available at 5 dimes. -0.5 at -105. I'm in with Dave LA. While I do that, let's talk Kings and Mavericks. And let's also talk about whether Doncic is going to be in the lineup. He's questionable at this point. We know Hardaway ruled out for the rest of the season. So we'll see some Kleber. We'll see some Finney Smith, Justin Jackson, Trey Burke will all see more time. And that's interesting. We have Harry Giles doubtful Tuesday with the Mavericks, so we'll see more Bjelica. All that said, it looks like for the Kings with Bjelica in the lineup, there's going to be more three-point shooting, possibly more offense. But from the Dallas perspective, there'll be a little bit more defense possibly here. Let's take a look at spreads and totals for the full game. Mavericks here, Dallas, Sacramento 3-point favorites, and the total at 226. What do you think here, Ski?
Really quick before I go on that game, Jimmy, that Atlanta spot sounds really damn good. I kind of was, for the first 5 or 10 seconds, and when you were talking, I was kind of just zoned out thinking about, that sounds like fucking gold, Jimmy. So I might have to go on that one with you. I was trying to find a way to back Atlanta without, just not being on the ass end of the line movement. That sounds like the spot. And one last thing, I heard somebody say maybe they like the Rockets on the first half. So if you like them first half and full game, the prop is plus 275.
That is a good look.
As far as this Sacramento and Dallas spot, Dallas has been good at home, but the stats are tricky for this team. And Sacramento is just not a team I wanted to back anymore. They quit at the end of the games. The stats, I feel like the stats are lying to me, but I'll read them anyway. They're 6-2 when the spread is -3 to +1. 6-2 as a road favorite. 16-7 versus 45% win teams or less. 6-3 against the spread last 9 road games. Last 5 game stats, Kings have the advantage. Dallas, they want to lose. I would have to lean on the Kings, but I'm not putting my money on them.
Do we know about Doncic? Let me look up Doncic. I'd be fine fading the Mavericks, but they're coming off that unbelievable 126-91 win in Golden State, and they do play well at home. Maybe it doesn't make sense. Jake Vandergalen saying Dallas so hard to cap, in my opinion. I think there's better spots, and I may jump in on some of these leans that I already have. So, and shout out to Dave LA for that first quarter play, because I probably wouldn't have made it if he didn't let us know about it at that spot. So shout out to our man Dave LA. Okay, let's move on to these last 2 games. Pistons, Nuggets, and then we're going to get to Maxwell Smart and his college basketball card. Pistons, Nuggets. Pistons look pretty good. I know they lost to Golden State and Portland, but I like the way they looked in both games on the road, and they're a healthy group. Nuggets returning home from a 3-1 road trip, but they were completely embarrassed Sunday. Just a huge thud by Indiana, man. 124-88. Very, very embarrassing. Does that mean that the Nuggets come out swinging here tonight against the Pistons? Ski, what do you think? Detroit at Denver.
Denver play seems too easy. Yeah, they got embarrassed. Everything you said sounds really good. They're 7-1 against the spread their last 8 at home after long road trips. We know they're a great home team, 21-12 as a home favorite, 14-9 versus mediocre teams. But the angle just seems kind of too easy. Detroit, they got everything to play for too. The race is close over there in the East. They still got to win games. They can't, afford to just not give effort. They are 1-5 their last 6 road games, but like I said, they got to bring it every night. They're in the playoffs as it stands right now. They don't want to be out. And I understand the angle for Denver, motivation. Last 5 game stats, they favor Detroit. So that, along with the motivation for Detroit as well, is enough to keep me off the -7, -8 points with Denver.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. That's a great way of looking at it. And I mean, I think the Nuggets win this game, but it's hard to trust them. Brian Hunt says got to be Denver or layoff. Elias Flores says too many points for Detroit. Michael Irvelina, we have records on everything. We're just transferring, so don't worry. Everything we've done in the last 4 or 5 weeks, and how horrifying my college basketball record is, it's all going to be out there. So don't worry. That part of the show is going to stay. We're just transferring them to Google Docs, and I'm not very good at it. It's just taking time. But yeah, everything is going to be there as always, and horrifying baseball records as well. Wizards Lakers. Let's go here. I'm going to stay off that game. Hello, Eastside Roller says Denver is a play too deep and tough. I agree, but 8? Maybe I should have jumped on at 7.5. Okay, Wizards at Lakers. LeBron will be in the lineup. JaVale McGee is playing some very good ball. Shockingly good. 33-20 against Brooklyn. That's wild. 17-14 against the Kings. Not used to seeing that. And Bradley Beal playing very well, averaging career best in points, boards, and assists. And he said that the whole game plan is to take Brad away, using himself in third person. Very dangerous when you start doing that, Bradley Beal. I very concerned about your mental health. Washington center Thomas Bryant played for the Lakers last season. He's going to have something to prove, and he can bang. And I like the way he's looked this year. 9.9 points, 5.8 boards. Trevor Ariza, doubtful with the groin injury. What do you think here? I know the Lakers are a tough team to cap, but do you like him here at home against the Wizards? They're your boys.
It's a shit fest. Wizards, I don't want to back them. Lakers, I don't want to back them. I mean, it's not much to like from either side here, Jimmy. I would just look at the total if I'm looking to play this game. Where are we going to get the points from? I don't know. It's not much defense, but under 5 of the last 6 games for the Lakers. I hate this game, Jimmy. You can tell. Just looking at it makes me want to throw up. I don't. If I have to put my money on it, Jimmy, I would have to say this is. As a Laker fan, I don't think I can say we're going to lose to this Wizards team. So I don't think you want my info on this game. But the last angle I wanted to talk about, Jimmy, that Chicago game, Chris Dunn is officially ruled out. So do we take this under now? The pace is going to be. I mean, who's going to score? The last game when they didn't have Levine and Porter, it was Chris Dunn putting up the points. So it seems much more like it's leaning more and more towards that under. Do we jump on it, Jimmy?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And do we jump on either over Spurs Hornets or Celtics Cavaliers, or do we just stay off? Let me take another look at the market, and then we're going to grab Max and bring on college basketball for this small card. Talk a bit about the Sweet 16. Do we jump on the over San Antonio, Charlotte, or Cleveland, Boston? But yes, I'm gonna take the under in Chicago, Toronto. It's already dropped to 219 with that announcement. So yes, let's take the under in Chicago, Toronto. Under 219. I'm in. Lean under is gone. Under 219. And let's see, do I get a -105 in it? Yes, -105 at Heritage or Pinnacle. Okay, 219 -105. And do we take an over in either of these two games, Ski?
If I was gonna play one of them, Jimmy, I think I would lean more towards the it was the Cavs, and the other game was I would lean towards the Spurs one, the Spurs over a little more.
Yeah, I think that the Spurs are going to be able to take advantage inside.
But you have a lot of plays, Jimmy. Don't feel forced to go make another one if you don't love it.
Yeah, I'm not going to. I've got enough action here. Great stuff, Ski. I'm going to go over my card quickly. So, God, don't like Ski being on the Magic, but from the morning show, I'm on the Heat first half, Heat full game. I'm on the Raptors Bulls under 219. I'm on the Rockets money line at +150. I stayed off my lean to the Wolves. I'm on doubling up on the Hawks full game +103. I got that in the morning show, and I just jumped on with Dave LA and Ski first quarter -0.5 at -105. And that's my card. Ski, can you remind us what your official plays are on this card? Let us know where we could find you on Twitter, and remind people that we can see you right here again on Thursday.
Oh yeah, man. Definitely can't wait to be right back here capping these games with you on Thursday. And my action as it stands right now is Orlando +4. I got that under 219 in Toronto and Chicago. I got on that Houston money line, and that David Lay play sounds damn good. I'm not gonna make it right now, but as soon as I sign out, I will take a second and I might tweet it out with the rest of my plays. So you can find it on Twitter at Ski Profit. Thanks for having me. Can't wait to be back breaking it down with you guys on Thursday.
Oh, that was absolutely wonderful. It's nice to finally get a real big slate for Ski and I to roll through. What a treat it is to roll with you. Thank you so much for joining us, Ski. And now I see Maxwell Smart in the house on this Tuesday afternoon. The calm before the Sweet 16 storm on Thursday. Max, thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing, my man?
First, I gotta check to make sure that I'm not on mute and I'm successfully I'm not. I am glad to be huge in the bag. Obviously, I'm enamored with the way that you work, the way that you act, the way that you just go, that Jay, hello, bookmaker.
You don't. That means a lot. That means a lot, Max. But I'm getting killed in college basketball right now and need to turn that around very fast. I need to turn that around before Friday and want to turn it around right now, right here. Let's talk about what we did on the morning show. We jumped on this under, and it had moved against us in Wichita State, Indiana. And it's coming back down. Okay, good. Okay, good. There's a 139 at Bookmaker, but down to 137.5 at Bet Online. Okay, that's a relief to see somebody bring it back down. Okay, so we jumped on that. Wichita State, Indiana. The spreads opened at 5.5 for Indiana, down to 3.5. Max, what is your spot with Wichita State, Indiana?
Yeah, I'm on Wichita State here. Listen, I was impressed by the defense that they put up against Arkansas. It was out that win. But if you got no Romeo Langford, it's just going to be a spot where I have to go against Indiana, even though they are playing some good defense. I think that Marcus McDuffie and Jamarius Burton are enough to take care of business on the road. I think that if they don't win this game outright, they're able to hang within the number. I think this game comes down to free throws. I trust Wichita State to do that with more consistency in the late game situation, regardless of what they do in the first 30 to 35 minutes. It's all about what you do in the last 5. And I trust this Wichita State team to make some magic where I've seen Indiana choke.
Sorry, some guys say I can hear Max perfectly. Can you guys hear? Oh, he says perfect now. Yes, we do. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, I agree, and the move makes sense. Did you take him on the spread or the money line?
I took them on the spread, but I'm going to probably end up getting on them on the money line based on what happens in the first couple minutes of the game. I don't like that the total is going up. I am riding with my co-host, the polite capper, Drew Martin, on his play on this game, and I'm also tailing the master of unders, the king of unders. You would even say the great king of unders, Noli knows. So I'm jumping on that under. I'm on Wichita State. I think that this Wichita State team is just motivated at a different level, and if you got no Romeo Langford, that's a very good ball handler that you don't have in the lineup, and I'm worried about guys like Rob Finney and Devontae Green handling the ball.
Yeah, man, should I jump on? Do you think that I missed the line at 3.5, or do you still see value, or should I just jump on the money line and go for a score?
No, I think that you missed the line at 3.5. If you're going to go for the score, then yeah, just go for the money line. I think that they can really win this game personally. I'm just not a big believer in this Indiana's motivation, and if they're going up against an efficient offense. We saw what Arkansas did in that game. They were ridiculous. It was like they forgot their basketball IQ. If they didn't hit 3-point shots, they would have got blown out by 25. So I think that Indiana is going to make enough mistakes versus Wichita State team, and Wichita State's the team that can capitalize it. Better coaching. Greg Marshall's going to prove his worth tonight.
Okay, you know what? I need a score badly, so I'll go on it. Oh, excuse me.
I'll also say.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. I'll also say, just to interrupt you, our friend of the Low Bag Show, a low bagger ourselves, a resident of the Toronto, aka the Six, Kobe Valentine. I believe he's on Wichita State money line, so that should give you a little more confidence.
It certainly does. No, it certainly does. Pink Eye Genie also is on Wichita State, also spreading pink eye awareness. I'm going to jump on it. I'm going to jump on that, getting plus 160 at Bovada. We'll see what I get when I make the bet after the show. Now, we get to another very interesting spot. Your boys, Presbyterian, playing Marshall, and the market getting on Marshall, and Pinnacle leading the way to a 6.5. Wow. Presbyterian total open at 167.5, now at 169 and 169.5. Max, how are you handling this game?
Yeah, I'm fine. Give me more points. Do it all day. I don't think we're seeing the same situation with Loyola Marymount and Brown from last night. Presbyterian's healthy. Presbyterian has all their pieces. They're a very well-developed team. Davon Bell knows his role as the floor general and the distributor. Corey Hightower, when he gets space and daylight to launch a three, launch that shit. Francois Lewis, he's a diverse scorer. Take it inside, take it outside, gets to the line, uses his big body in the right way, just has to stay out of foul trouble. And, of course, the lead man, the star of the show, Adam Flagler, only a sophomore. We're seeing the bare bones of what he can bring. And I think tonight we're going to see his fearlessness drive to the bucket. We're going to see the ice in his veins. He's going to be like a member of the freaking army of the dead, you know? I wouldn't surprise if that he'd be freaking on one of those dead horses walking down to Winterfell. So let's go Adam Flagler. Let's go Presbyterian. I love Marshall. I like that Tavion Kinsey is finally showing himself as the player to be. I just think that Presbyterian is on a mission. They've done it on the road ATS. They've covered. They've won games outright. I think that this team can play matchup-wise with Marshall, and Marshall doesn't have the down-low presence, so they're going to be shooting the ball, driving the ball, and relying on getting to the line. That's the kind of game Presbyterian can stay in and win outright.
Ulysses Hayes liking it too. I'm going to jump on. Sorry, just writing in the password for the tournament. Yeah, you know, DJ Big Boss says the Master Max makes it sound so easy. And now getting a 6.5. That's a lot of points to give this Presbyterian spot. Minus 102 there. Okay, I'll jump with you, Max. I'll jump with you. So I've added Wichita State on the money line at plus 160 and Presbyterian plus 6.5. Sasha Taljard saying, Max on fire. Let's keep that fire lit for Charleston Southern Hampton. Let's see. I got the spread up. It's just a 1-point spread in this game. Is that right? Sorry, let me move here. Oh, no. It opened up minus 1.5. Now we have 2s in a lot of the books. Some 1.5s. Total opened up 156. Now we have 157, 157.5, or 158, Max. Charleston Southern Hampton. What are you thinking here?
Well, let's just pop the proverbial freaking bubble in the room and just say, yeah, I'm on the over in this game. I got 156.5 minus 113 as my SBR Madness play of the day. I need some redemption after that pathetic excuse of a performance by West Virginia in the first half. Don't even get me started on that apple cracker jack. But I think that this game is definitely going to be a high-scoring game. These teams know each other. Hampton has shown that they can beat this team. I am concerned about what Christian Keeling's minute allocation is going to be tonight. He only played 18 minutes in the last game, really relying on Philandrius Fleming Jr. I think you need both these guys to step up. I think you need both these guys to be able to be offensively efficient because you're going up against a very dangerous Kalen Fisher and Jermaine Moreau. These are guys that will take it to you offensively. These are guys that are cold-blooded. They have no problem running up the score against you. We've seen what already happened this year. It's going to come down to guys like Greg Hextall and Akeem Mitchell up front. These are the guys that can make the difference offensively and defensively, protecting the rim. I look for Hampton to score points. I look for them to not be a completely dominant defensive performance, but I do think that this number gets over it. I do think Hampton wins the game and covers his 2 points. I look for Hampton's 3-point shooting, their great free throw shooting, and the fact that they're on home where they do play their best basketball to win tonight against Charleston Southern in a second rematch.
Wow, and Parlay Poppy saying Hampton, my favorite NCAA play. JF, funny. Okay, sorry, I still can't laugh. My lung will collapse. Gay Pasky says Hampton under 157. I already hit that under. Don't like to be on the other side of Max. All right, so you're on the over and Hampton?
Yeah, I'm on the over and Hampton. Listen, I lose plays, so I believe in the low baggers. I believe in low baggers' ability to cap games just as well as I do. And if you see something that you think you can cash on, I implore you to stay confident on that bet and cash it. And if I lose, I'll be happier for you than the other way around if I won and you lost. So I wish you best of luck, Gabe Paskey, and I just hope that you just remember you're a freaking solid capper more than just this sport.
Yeah, trust yourself. I agree. And that line just moved at pinnacle, so I can't get there. But I still get -1.5 at -105 at Heritage. And the market liking your over as well. So that makes sense to me. They're hanging at 157 at -113. So I'll jump on that as well. All right. Charleston, Hampton over 157 at -113. All right, interesting. This card's filling up fast. Okay, let's keep rolling along here. Oh, and people wanted to talk about quickly, what's going on with my NHL card tonight. I got some plays, and every play is at a plus line. I'm on the Hurricanes Capitals under 6 at +100. I'm on the Islanders money line at +145. I'm on the Senators money line at +108, and the under 6 in Sabres Senators at +123. And then my final play on this card is the Canucks -1.5 at +205. And to me, that brings me the most value, I think, on this card. And a question from Jewish Tech, why am I not liking the over 6? Because I think Luongo needed that 53 minutes last night. I think he can play well in his hometown. He certainly has historically. And then I don't trust the Habs offense. So, so I guess if I was going to make a move, I'd probably lean towards the Panthers, which I'm not going to do. Okay, so that's what's up. Great breakdown, Max. I'm adding plays as we go here. Let's get some cash. Florida International against Green Bay. This total opened up at 176.5, now 178.5, or 179 at Bookmaker. And this side, Green Bay, opens at -4.5, now forced across the board. Florida International versus Green Bay, Max. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Devin Andrews has definitely had a very nice season for FIU, but he's not putting up those type of numbers 2 games in a row. And the way that Brian Beard has played in game-to-games this season, I don't think that you can count on 58 points from the two of them in this game versus Green Bay. I think that this game's going to be up and down, but I have to throw some respect and some love to Sandy Cohen Jr., guys like Cody Schwartz, and my main man, Cam Hankerson on this Green Bay team. This is a team that has more depth. This is a team that can score the ball in a variety of different ways. They have to use their basketball IQ. I just think that you want to give me 4 points with this Green Bay team. I got to get on them at home. I think that FIU is definitely hot right now. They are coming off that really nice win versus Texas State that was kind of unexpected from my perspective. I just think that now they're going up against a different animal, a team that can run and gun, score efficiently like them. And I think that also when it comes down to it, free throws make a big difference to me. This is a team that I can count on to make free throws in key situations. This is a team that's been hitting almost 40% from three-point range. They guard the three-point line decently. They're not going to get killed, but they're definitely not going to get flawed and beat down there. I just think that you're going up against a different class in offense than you did in Texas State, in Green Bay. FIU has had a nice run. Teams in this tournament have been able to get hot and keep it going. I think that Green Bay extinguishes that. This is where Green Bay is more comfortable at home. I think that they're better in non-conference versus a team that hasn't seen them. I'm on Green Bay -4.
On Green Bay -4, so going heads up against your partner, the polite capper, Drew Martin, who likes FIU and really liked the idea of FIU not going back to Miami and flying up from Texas, and David H. liking FIU as well. Well, David H. on FIU with Drew on FIU, Max on Green Bay. That tells me to stay off. Do you have a move on this total?
I'm looking towards the over. It's just a lot of points. So it's definitely something that I'm going to have to get on. It's just I don't know concretely what I would actually advise other people to do right now.
Wow. Sorry, Rem Mo saying Reimer is confirmed. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I really thought, I guess Luongo's just too old to go back-to-back. Wow. Very interesting. Thank you for letting me know, Rem. I did not know that. Corey Simmons saying, why everyone on the Canucks tonight? We don't have too much time to talk about it, but basically, Thatcher Demko was trash. That 5-0 game. I mean, I watched both Canucks games this weekend. they're in a nice spot. Getzlaf's hurt right now. He might play hurt. Nick Ritchie's hurt. Kessler's hurt. Markstrom's ready to roll. This team's at home. I think it's the most value by far on the card. Okay, Creighton TCU. This was a play I did jump on the early show. -3.5 and -105. You can still get 3.5 at Bet Online at -115 or Pinnacle at -12, but no more -105s right now. So I'm on TCU and was pushed in that direction. A lot of the guys that I trust immensely, like Danny Lags and Noli Knows, are on the under in Creighton TCU, and I'm close to making a move, jumping in on them as well. What do you think here, Creighton TCU, Max?
Yeah, you just spoke of the under. I tailed Noli also, but I am up against you on this Creighton TCU game. I think that Mitch Ballack, although he's only known and mostly known for his three-point shot, he's going to use his very nice pump fake. He's going to drive to the bucket. He's going to score easily. Desmond Bane is not putting up 30 points again on 10 for 15 shooting. And I think that this Creighton team has a guard play to take care of TCU and specifically Alex Robinson. So I went a little more in depth into why I like Creighton and how I think this game's going to go. But I think that just TCU had a good game versus Nebraska, but let's just be honest, that's Nebraska. This is Creighton. Creighton played in the Big East. They had a lot of good games, a lot of good exposure. I think that against this TCU team, they have a good opportunity to walk in and steal a win. So I'm on Creighton with the points. I'm on Creighton with the money line, and I'm now on Creighton with the under full game, courtesy of the master of unders, the Jedi guarantor, Noli Knows.
Yeah, I like it, and I'm with you guys. I'm jumping on the under 151 -108. Don't like hearing that you're going against us. David H., who got me on TCU on Sunday, is liking TCU first half. Shout out to David H. in the house. Man, okay, well, I jumped on with you guys. I jumped on with you, Danny Lags, Noli Knows, on the TCU Creighton under 151 and -108. So I now have 7 plays. Man, do I need a night desperately. Desperately need a night. So my plays are Wichita State, Indiana under 138 -115, TCU -3.5 -105, Wichita State money line +160, Presbyterian +6.5 -102, Hampton -1.5 -105, Charleston Hampton over 157 at -113, and TCU Creighton under 151 at -108. Danny, our man Danny, saying TCU should lock down defensively. Noli Knows saying I think this is going to be a good game. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. And Max, all the 8s are gone for Virginia. Now, if you want Virginia, 8.5s are all you can get. Let's take a quick look at some other moves. And Max, are you going to be with us all night tonight while we're in the poker tournament?
No, unfortunately not. I'm not going to be at the poker tournament. I am going to the Raptors 905 Grand Rapids game, so I am not available for that, unfortunately. But I actually do have a couple tidbits about college softball that I'd like to pass along if possible.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's hear it. I did, I don't want to get into the female college softball, but I did watch the whole Lancers game, Longwood Lancers game, and I was aroused. So what are you on, Max? What's your action here?
Yeah, I'm actually looking to get on Drake when conference softball starts on March 30th. This is a team that's led by a pitcher hitter in Nicole Newman, who is not the best to look at. But wow, can she hit, and wow, can she pitch? She is the real deal. Drake is definitely one of the front runners in the MVC, and if you're on 5 dimes and you can get some action on this team, I think that they will reward their backers. I just watched them beat Bradley in a doubleheader on the weekend, and Bradley's a team that I have a lot of love for, so definitely be looking out for that. And obviously, UCLA. Wow. What a goddamn team. What a bunch of foxes on that team. Holly Acevedo, my God, I am going to just literally fall in love. She had her best game of the season versus UC Santa Barbara. 7 strong innings, no runs, 5 hits allowed. She controlled the ball. She hit her corners. This UCLA Bruins softball team is going to be real exciting to watch, and I think that you can make some money because they are going to put a beating on a lot of Pac-12 teams this year.
So UCLA and Drake in college female softball, man. Get that cash whenever you can. Do they put limits on these bets, Max?
Yeah, they do. So you can't go too big, but for your usual 1-unit $100 player, you're gonna have no problem doing that. And the only issue is you're not gonna get any good live action. I always find that the live betting is way skewed and way juiced up and jacked up.
Wow, I love it. I absolutely love it. Thank you for letting us in on that information. And man, there's nothing I enjoy more than going to those 9:05 games. I mean, I believe it's playoffs now, but is it playoffs now?
I'm not sure. I did not get the tickets. I am being taken to the game tonight, so I am having to transport myself via TTC, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's going to be a real interesting game, Grand Rapids. As I said before, I love going to see these games because you're going to see the next big Raptor. It happened with Siakam. It happened with Boucher. These are guys that are going to develop in the 905s. They're going to win, and it's always entertaining basketball.
Oh, I absolutely love it. You can get floor seats for $40. You can get third row for $12 to $15. I go all the time. I absolutely love going to 905 games. Have a great time, Max. Thank you so much for all the energy that you put into our show. It means the absolute world to us, Max. Where can we find you on Twitter? What else are you up to in show-wise this week? And then could you please introduce none other than Freddie Fortune?
Yeah, absolutely. You can find me at MaxwellSmart420 on Twitter. You can find me on this show, 6 p.m. around-ish Eastern, obviously with a smaller slate. We don't need to break down games for as long. But, yeah, you can also find me on my show with my co-host, the Polite Capper, Drew Martin, Monday to Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern, and then on Saturday, Sunday, 10 a.m., and we are added by the great Bobano on Saturday morning. So be on the lookout. We're going to have a lot of good action, a lot of good conversation, and we're going to hopefully pump out some winners. So without further ado, let me bring to you a man. His name is Freddie. He wears glasses. He's misunderstood, but I understand him. His last name's Fortune.
Welcome, Freddie.
Are we still friends?
Yeah, we're still friends. I know you're.
How do I know that?
You're right. What would be the signs? What would be the signs?
I did something.
Why? What did you do?
I did something you don't want to know.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
related to something that I brought last time.
Freddie, can we see your face, man? Can we see your goddamn face?
Okay.
What the hell are you talking about?
Do you remember what Larry said last week about some bird he had,
Yeah.
past tense?
Yeah.
Well,
Let's see your face, Freddie. We want to see your face. Are you involved in the turkey?
yes,
Did you steal the turkey?
I borrowed it, but yes,
Is the turkey still alive, Freddie?
some parts of it, yes.
Jesus Christ.
Its head is still alive, so.
Now, do you think that Larry's watching the show right now and will know all about this?
Larry doesn't watch this show at all.
Okay. So you don't think anyone's going to come and tell him on Twitter that you took the turkey?
I mean, if someone in the chat says something to him, but they are all my friends. Can you ask them if they are my friends too?
No, I'm not going to. No.
Please.
No.
So you're not my friend.
It ebbs and flows.
Okay.
Well, Freddie, I can't believe that you are behind the turkey. I mean, it looked like it was you, but do you cover up those tats? I mean, why don't you?
Yeah, these are sleeves, hairy sleeves,
Oh, okay.
but there's tattoos.
All right, Freddie. Well, let's hear what action you got today, and I'll try to keep this quiet about your turkey thief.
This is for the Miami Open.
All right. Back to your.
Sorry
pussy
that.
sports.
No, it's not Pussy Sports.
Okay. All right. What do you have?
I'm going to read it because the names are very hard for me, and I'm very nervous right now because I did something wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, Miami Open. Simona Halep over Qiang Wang in straight sets at +100 at Bet365.
Simona Halep in straight sets.
Yeah, that's 2-0.
Yeah, I get that, man.
Oh, so you like pussy sports?
No, actually, no.
So how do you know?
Just because I understand how certain sports work, and tennis is one of them. Well, illuminating as always, Freddie. You did break the spirit of Larry with the turkey thievery.
That's the funny part.
Joy Jack says, "What's Freddie's action record?" We do have that. All that stuff will be up by the end of the week. All of the records will be back in action, so we'll know how Freddie's been doing. Jose Villa says Peter's going to be coming after Freddie and Larry for animal abuse.
I'm not scared of Peter. He said Peter. Oh, sorry.
Peter.
Oh, Peter. Oh, Peter, it's all a scam.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We have King Score coming in 14 minutes and the poker night. Bovada, SBR Madness, 9 p.m. I'll put the link right here, right now. Join us.
Is my mouth square?
I wouldn't say square. I would say hideous. Okay, thank you guys so much for joining. Let's have a big night. I need one desperately. Leche, and those bookmakers!